What's up, everyone? It's the King of Ruckus, and I figured I'd post some Batman Arkham City footage this time. I know it's been a long time since this game came out, but there's supposedly some DLC coming, so I decided to pop it back in. And I forgot how good this game was, man. I freaking love this game. Like, I expected to play it for maybe 20 minutes, but I was on it for like 2 hours. And this is one of my good runs here. I think I ended up at like 119 or something. After I beat the story mode, I really didn't do too many of the combat and predator maps. This is one of the extreme ones, Funhouse Extreme. And the game, it just took a little while to like remember the controls, but really it's not that hard a game. It's just, well, it's hard to keep your combo going against like advanced enemies, but it's a game like once you get the controls down, it's really a fun time, man. There was supposed to be some big event yesterday where people were planning to not play Modern Warfare 3. I don't think that went over too well. I was looking over on Twitter, and I really don't see anyone raving about how they didn't play it yesterday. And it just goes to show you, man, that for the most part, I think gamers are fickle. And I say that knowing I'm looking at my collection of games right now, and I can think of plenty of times where I should have probably not picked up a certain game or not gotten DLC or whatever for a game, but I went ahead and got it anyway. I'm saying, it's just gamers really I don't think we have the resolve to really make changes, man. Like, we're so used to just sitting back and letting things happen, just accepting things, and you see where it's gotten us. And it's not going to get any better for a while. Like, there was an article that Yules 1 talked about, I think it was last week or the week before. I meant to do a video on it. I didn't take the time to do one. But in the article, Cliff Blazinski was saying that eventually games will go all digital, but they won't have locked content on them. And we all know that's BS, man. We all know that even though there'll be a digital game, there'll be content on that game that we won't have access to until they decide to sell us an unlock key. It doesn't matter if the game is digital. They want you to download as little as possible. They want to keep the file size down as much as possible because Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, they charge for bandwidth on these downloads. That's why a lot of these games have locked content on them. It has nothing to do with trying to get everyone on the same page like Capcom is trying to say. They're trying to save money, man. That's all it's about. And you got to remember that shit. It's a business. It's always about a business. You always have to remember that. You always have to think about things from a business standpoint. You have to really get used to that. Gamers really have to get used to that because it's becoming more and more about business every year, every month, man. It's more and more about business. It's less about, having fun. You got some developers that talk about having fun making games, but for the most part, you look at EA. Whenever EA gets a title, we cringe inside, even though it could be something like Mass Effect. Because day one DLC is going to happen like it did with Mass Effect 3. You always know that whenever a big company gets their hands on an IP that people really enjoy, they're going to milk more money out of it because they know that the majority of the people who buy those games are going to roll with it. They're not going to take a stand against that type of content. They're going to get it. They're going to want every little piece of that game. Even this game, Batman. When I popped this game in, I remembered that they had released a free costume. The one I'm actually using right now. I think it's Batman Inc. I don't know if that's right, but I'd never downloaded it because by the time they had released that free costume, I had gone through story mode and I was already playing other games. So when I popped this in, I went and I downloaded that costume and I looked and they had a map pack. They had a costume pack for Batman. It was like, I think $2.99 or something like that. And it had all the little costumes for him, some of which I already have because some people hooked me up with codes. But they had that, they had Robin, Nightwing, which I still haven't downloaded because that dude's $7. I'm gonna wait for the eventual sale. Sorry. And you look at it, it's like I look up and I got the collector's edition. I'm thinking, why don't I have all this shit already? Why do I have to pay more money on top of getting the collector's edition? And the answer's simple, it's business. That's all it is. They want to get as much money out of you as they possibly can. You have to keep that in mind when you buy shit. So when a game like Dark Souls comes along that has everything on the disc that, you know, they won't try to charge you for later, treasure that shit. Enjoy it, because it's becoming less and less common. Give it another couple of years, you will never see a game like that again. Ever. You'll never see games that have everything on them. These budget titles will be few and far in between. Games like Deadly Premonition that for $20 offer more content than a lot of full retail titles do. We'll see less and less of those. The business side of gaming is becoming more and more prevalent. And I think people are losing sight of that, and it's really a damn shame. I was talking with a friend about Xbox Live the other day, and most of the points he was making were really good points. They're points that you and I have known for years. And one of the most troubling of those points is that we're really paying for Project $10. Or more accurately, Project $60 a year. You think about it, you turn on your Xbox, you can't access Netflix even if you pay for it. You have to have an Xbox Gold membership. You can't play a lot of games online even though they're run by peer-to-peer. There's no dedicated servers for them. You turn on your PS3, you can play these same games just by signing up for a free membership. It's ridiculous. And most people accept this. And there's language in the legalese, I guess it's called, when you sign up each year for Microsoft, which they change every other year to prevent people from taking a stand against this via class action lawsuit. And it's ridiculous, man. It's like, why are we paying $60 a year? Most of the people who are paying $60 a year, they don't give a shit about, you know, watching Netflix, even though it's great. Personally, I think it's a great service. I'm glad I have access to it on my PS3 and 360, but a lot of people, they don't care about, you know, watching Netflix. They certainly don't care about HBO Go, Verizon Fios, or whatever cable thing you have. They don't care to see these advertisements every time they turn on their system. All they want to do is play their games online. And you have to pay $60 a year to do that, even though all Microsoft is doing is blocking you from playing those games online. It's bullshit. And it's one of the many reasons that I think that, you know, gamers, we have no backbone, because we should have stopped this from happening a long time ago. This and many other things like it. And like I'm saying, it's just going to keep getting worse. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have something to say, and I'll see you next time.